Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We're going to build, in this video, is going to be a Texas state flag made out of pallet wood. That's the pallet we were using. I broke it down off camera using a reciprocating saw, and here I'm just banging out some of the nails that I ended up having to pull the boards off instead of cutting them off. All the cut screw head or nail heads I went ahead and left just for aesthetic purposes, but here we're just going to give it all a quick sand just to knock some of the dirt off, because I want it to look good, but I don't want it to be new looking, otherwise I'd have just bought new boards. But I made this video a while back, probably 2019. Never got around to posting it. Had a couple of kids since then, and I just haven't had as much time to get in the shop and then get in and edit and all that. But right here, this is the back side, so just laying down some glue, and I'm gonna nail some strips cut off a 2x4. Just gonna nail those on with 1/2-inch brads. Didn't feel like getting the compressor out here in the basement, so just using the hammer, putting all them in. I have since moved, so I now have a shop set up in the garage, so a lot of the noise issues that I had before no longer an issue. So right here we'll just flush all those ends up, and then all this trim I had cut off camera. This was another pallet that I broke down that had a lot cleaner board, so I cut all the 45s off camera, and I'm just going to attach it all with, I believe, 1 1/8 1/4 brad nails. I would have used the battery nailer for the back strips, but I didn't have any brad nails short enough for the nailer to run those little strips on, so that's why I opted to just use the hammer on that. Battery nailer is real nice to not have to drag out the compressor, which, again, being in the basement, I was happy to not use a compressor whenever possible. And here's the star portion of the flag. I took the iPad and I tapped in star coloring sheet and zoomed in until it was the size that I wanted, and then traced it off of the screen onto this paper, and then spray glued the paper to the plywood. So some real low budget Photoshop, but it definitely got the job done. After I cut it off on the bandsaw, I'm going to go ahead and clean it up here on the belt sander, just to crisp up my lines, make sure the corners were nice and sharp. I did not get the video of it, but I put a little bit of a chamfer on the front of that star just to make it look a little better, give it some more dimension. And then now time for finish, using this wood dye powder that was pretty great, to be honest. It just mixes with water, which you see there. The red mixed up perfect first go, red amount, good color. Blue had a little bit more trouble with, but it is definitely something that I have used multiple times since then, because it's great and it's inexpensive. The 4-pack of colors cost, I believe, $12, and it would have cost $10 per quart if I were to go buy stain. But red went on real good. I was careful not to get it on the trim, which didn't matter because I ended up painting the trim black because I like to look better. With the blue, it went on kind of green, and so I added more, did it again, added more. I ended up just needing to let it sit. I wasn't patient enough with it because After it sat for a few minutes, it turned the color that I wanted. And then here, just put in some eyelets, one on either side. And I'm going to take some wire, I forget the gauge of it, but taking a length of it and chucking it up in the drill. And we're just going to twist that using the drill to get the hanging points. And just loop it over and wrap it around. And off camera, I believe I attached the star just using brads and slapped a clear coat. But if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, and see you next time. Thanks for watching.